Welcome to Devotions, brief devotions for busy people. I'm Peter Holmes. I'm a deacon here at 9th and O, and I also work with the college ministry. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. For many of us, this is a verse that we have heard time and time again. And you may be like me and received a wooden plaque of this verse that's hanging somewhere in your house. I got this for my wedding. And it sounds like a nice sentiment, something that you see at Hobby Lobby or on a greeting card, and it sounds nice. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, it means something much more than that. It comes from Joshua 24, verse 15. And what you may not realize is that it's actually not the entire verse. There's more to this verse than just, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. When Joshua is speaking to the Israelites, he's telling them that they must choose which God to serve. Either the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or one of the false gods of Mesopotamia or Canaan. So when Joshua said that as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, he's telling them that he and his house are choosing to serve the one true God. He's being an example to the Israelites, and he's committing himself and his household to serve the Lord. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. How do we take this home? How do we apply this in our own lives? First, to serve the Lord means that we must know the Lord. You cannot serve someone without knowing them. Likewise is true with God. As fathers, as mothers, our role is to tell our children the gospel and live the gospel out to them. They are our main mission field. I often forget that the 4 children in my home are not just my children, but they're also 4 souls in need of the gospel. They're in need of the gospel and they're in need of salvation. I often get frustrated with the mistakes they make, rather than remember that they need the gospel as much as my lost neighbor down the street. For my family to serve the Lord, we must all need to know the Lord. Now, I know that we're not the ones that save, that God is the one that saves. But my role as a father is to teach my children to love God and to serve Him. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Second, to serve the Lord means that we go and do. We serve the Lord with joy and we worship Him. We serve our neighbors in hopes to spread the gospel. We serve in our church to spread the message of Christ. Our homes are to be places for the Lord that love the Lord and serve Him. Like Joshua told the Israelites, we cannot serve any other gods along with the Lord. Our issue, unlike the Israelites, our issue is not deciding are we going to serve the gods of Egypt or the Lord our God. Our issue is, are we going to serve the Lord our God, or do we serve the Lord of sports and only go into church when there's not a game or a practice? Or the God of social media and being more concerned about how we look and appear on social media than spending time in the scriptures and in prayer? Or the God of job promotions and being more consumed with going higher and higher in your job and sacrificing the church and sacrificing the things that are right in the Lord's eyes. Or the God of money and being consumed with the desire to accumulate the most wealth and possessions while on this earth. Our actions teach our children that what God we serve, and our household will follow. Like Joshua is an example to the Israelites and to us, we are examples to our children and our household. As fathers, we will serve the Lord. As mothers, we will serve the Lord. As roommates, we will serve the Lord. As children, we will serve the Lord. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.